We have our radish. Here is our radish. Radish. Here is our knife. Fleishik knife. This is before, this is after. Here is the cut radish. Right? You want to use this radish now in milk. Well, if it was a meat knife, don't do it. If you did do it, then you have to estimate one thumb's breadth over here. How much meat taste do you think is in the one here? And how much of a meat taste do you think is in this area here? When you estimate that, then you have to have 60 times as much of that in the milk. If you threw this whole big thing into the milk, right? Threw this into the milk, well, now it's got the taste of meat in the walls. Because you have, okay, let's go further. Yesh Omer, some people say, Yesh Omer, we're in law number 1 in Siman Sadik Vav. Let's read it again quickly. Snon, a radish, or silka, or a beet. I guess these things are sharp a little bit. These things are sharp. It's not like cutting a tomato or a potato. Shechat cham b'sakim shalbasa, that you cut it with a fleishika knife, ben yoma, that has been used within the last 24 hours, or even if it was used more, but it enu mekunach, it is not washed off as dirty fleishika knife. And most knives, if you don't know that the knife is clean, usually they're considered to be dirty. Also, you cannot eat this radish that you just cut with a meaty knife. You cannot eat this radish with milk until you cut off from the place where you have to remove from the radish, from the place where you cut, 1 thumb from each side, which is the thickness of a thumb. Or there's another way out, yitamenu, taste it. If you're an expert at tasting, you taste that radish and there's no taste of meat, then it's permissible to wash it off. There was just dirt on it. The taste did not go in. The Ramah says we don't rely on taste. We'll see. V'yesh omrim dehu adin la'eno ben yoma. This is the law. I'm sorry. The Ramah says you can't rely on the taste of a non-Jew, but of a Jew you can. But who knows? If you cut a radish, you could taste meat. Some people say that if you cut a radish or something that's sharp, that it's the same thing if the knife, and even if the knife is clean, but if it was used for meat even more than 1 day ago, even more than 24 hours ago, if that knife was used to cut hot meat even more than 24 hours ago, and the knife is all clean, nevertheless, if you cut something sharp with it, then the knife makes that radish or onion or whatever you cut, a raw onion, makes the sharpness of the radish or the onion and rejuvenates the meaty taste in that knife. And you have to take netilat makom v'gam, also lo ta'amam ubashlam b'chalav. And also you should not take this radish or this onion that you cut with a knife that was used more than a day ago, a fleishik knife that was made fleishik more than 1 day ago. Don't use that onion. Some people say that the onion wakes up the taste of the meat and now the onion becomes meaty. If you boil that onion in milk, you have to have 60 against Masha Nagam Yasakin Vayam, that whole area of the knife that touched them. Bahu Adin, Lechad Cham Besakim Shel Goy. It's the same thing if you cut them with a sakin, a knife of a non-Jew. So let me just get this law straight in everybody's mind. There's 2 opinions in this one law. One law, 2 opinions. One opinion says that if you cut a sharp thing, let's say an onion or whatever, garlic, radish, You cut it with a clean fleshik knife. Clean fleshik knife. If that knife was a ben yoma, in other words, it became fleshik within the last 24 hours, then it makes the onion fleshik. How much does it make the onion fleshik? Well, if you can get to the onion, if you want to throw that onion into milk, then you have to cut off from that onion, from the place where you sliced it with that knife. You have to measure a thumb's breadth on this side and a thumb's breadth on this side. Remove that, and then it's not milk anymore. It's not fleshik anymore. If you threw the onion in without measuring it, then you have to measure the amount of the knife that you used to cut the onion, the amount of the knife, the metal part that actually touched the onion. Treat all that metal as though it was meat that went into the onion, and now you have to have in the milk 60 times as much as that, and the onion is going to be forbidden. 60 times in the milk against that area of the knife that touched the onion. That's only if if the knife was used within the last 24 hours. First opinion. Second opinion says that even if the knife was used before 24 hours, even if the what's called an Eino ben yoma, even if the knife was used more than 24 hours ago, then if you cut a sharp thing with it, it wakes up the taste. And the din is the law is the same law. You have to have 60 in the milk against the whole entire knife, etc. That's what sharp things do. What if you cut up little by little? That we'll learn in the Ramah, God willing, tomorrow.